Question 1. A project manager observes a team member consistently struggling with a complex technical task, despite receiving initial training. The team member shows signs of frustration and decreased morale. What is the most effective immediate action the project manager should take to support this team member's performance? A. Reassign the task to a more experienced team member to avoid project delays. B. Schedule a formal performance review with HR to document the underperformance. C. Provide one-on-one coaching and explore additional training or resources. D. Publicly acknowledge the team member's struggle to encourage peer support. Answer: C. Provide one-on-one coaching and explore additional training or resources. The most effective immediate action for a project manager when a team member is struggling is to offer direct support through coaching and identifying further resources. This approach addresses the root cause of the performance issue by providing targeted assistance, demonstrating empathy, and empowering the team member to improve, rather than immediately reassigning or penalizing. For example, the project manager might sit with the team member to understand the specific hurdles, offer a clear explanation of the task, or connect them with a mentor. Always aim to empower your team members to succeed first before considering more drastic measures. Question 2. During a daily stand-up, a developer expresses frustration that another team member frequently interrupts them and dismisses their ideas. This is starting to affect the team's collaborative atmosphere. As the Scrum Master, what is the most appropriate action to support team performance? A. Mediate a private conversation between the two team members to resolve the conflict. B. Add a new ground rule to the team's working agreement about respectful communication. C. Escalate the issue to the functional manager for disciplinary action against the interrupting team member. D. Suggest that the frustrated developer learn to be more assertive during discussions. Answer: A. Mediate a private conversation between the two team members to resolve the conflict. When interpersonal conflicts arise within an Agile team, the Scrum Master's role is to facilitate resolution, often by mediating a private conversation between the involved parties. This direct, facilitated discussion helps them air their grievances, understand each other's perspectives, and collaboratively find a resolution, thereby addressing the immediate impact on team collaboration and performance. For instance, the Scrum Master might help them agree on a non-verbal cue to indicate when someone needs to finish speaking. Remember, addressing conflicts promptly and directly, while guiding the team to self-resolve, is crucial for maintaining a healthy team dynamic. Question 3. A project team has just completed a major milestone ahead of schedule, attributing their success to excellent collaboration and clear communication. The project manager wants to reinforce this positive behavior and boost morale. Which of the following is the best way to support continued high team performance? A. Assign the team an even more challenging task immediately to leverage their momentum. B. Announce the achievement to senior management and distribute individual monetary bonuses. C. Organize a team recognition event and publicly acknowledge their collective effort and specific contributions. D. Conduct a detailed post-mortem to identify areas where the team could have performed even better. Answer: C. Organize a team recognition event and publicly acknowledge their collective effort and specific contributions. To support and reinforce positive team performance, recognizing the team's collective achievement and specific contributions is highly effective. This boosts morale, validates their efforts, and encourages the team to maintain high standards of collaboration and communication in future tasks, rather than simply moving to the next challenge or focusing solely on individual rewards. For example, a project manager might arrange a team lunch or a brief celebration, highlighting how their effective communication directly led to the early milestone completion. Consistent, visible recognition reinforces desirable team behaviors and builds a culture of appreciation. Question 4. An Agile team is consistently missing its sprint commitments, despite working diligently. The team members report feeling overwhelmed by the volume of work and struggle with technical dependencies outside their control. As the project manager, what is the most appropriate action to support their performance? A. Advise the team to work overtime to meet the sprint goals and catch up. B. Reevaluate the team's capacity and collaborate with relevant stakeholders to resolve external dependencies. C. Insist the team break down user stories into smaller tasks to improve estimation accuracy. D. Implement a stricter daily stand-up process to track individual progress more closely. Answer: B. Reevaluate the team's capacity and collaborate with relevant stakeholders to resolve external dependencies. When an Agile team consistently misses commitments due to external factors and feeling overwhelmed, the project manager's role is to remove impediments and ensure the team's capacity aligns with the workload. Reevaluating capacity and addressing external dependencies directly targets the root causes of underperformance, allowing the team to focus on delivering value without undue stress. For instance, the project manager might facilitate discussions with external teams to unblock technical dependencies or negotiate a reduced scope for upcoming sprints. Proactively removing obstacles and managing external factors is key to enabling sustainable team performance. Question 5. During a project manager notices that a highly skilled team member is increasingly disengaged, frequently missing deadlines, and showing a lack of interest in team meetings. This is a recent change in their behavior. What initial step should the project manager take to support this team member's performance? A. Assign them to a less critical task to reduce their impact on the project. B. Have a private, informal conversation to understand the underlying causes of the behavioral change. C. Issue a formal warning, stating the importance of meeting project expectations. D. Distribute a team-wide memo reminding everyone of their responsibilities and deadlines. Answer: B. Have a private, informal conversation to understand the underlying causes of the behavioral change. When observing a sudden shift in a team member's performance or engagement, the most effective initial step is to initiate a private, informal conversation to understand the root cause. This empathetic approach allows the project manager to discover potential personal or professional issues affecting performance, fostering trust and opening the door for targeted support or solutions, rather than making assumptions or immediately resorting to disciplinary action. For example, the conversation might reveal personal stress or a lack of clarity on project goals. Proactive communication and understanding are vital for supporting team members through challenges. Question 6. A project team is struggling with maintaining focus and productivity during remote work, leading to missed internal deadlines. The project manager wants to implement a strategy to support their performance and cohesion. Which strategy is most aligned with best practices for remote teams? A. Mandate strict daily check-ins every hour to ensure everyone is working. B. Implement virtual team-building activities and regularly scheduled video calls for informal interaction. C. Install monitoring software on team members' computers to track their activity. D. Reduce communication to only essential emails to minimize distractions. Answer: B. Implement virtual team-building activities and regularly scheduled video calls for informal interaction. To support the performance and cohesion of a remote team, fostering a sense of connection and psychological safety is crucial. Implementing virtual team-building activities and scheduling regular video calls for informal interaction helps bridge the geographical gap, strengthens interpersonal bonds, and maintains team morale and motivation, which in turn enhances productivity. For instance, a project manager might organize virtual coffee breaks or online game sessions to encourage non-work-related discussions. Creating opportunities for social interaction helps remote teams feel more connected and improves their overall performance. Question 7. A project manager inherits a project where the team morale is low, and team members are reluctant to share ideas or take initiative. They often wait for explicit instructions. What action should the project manager prioritize to support team performance and foster a more proactive environment? A. Implement a strict command and control approach to ensure tasks are completed on time. B. Start empowering team members by delegating decision-making authority for certain tasks and providing opportunities for ownership. C. Hire new, more proactive team members to replace the current ones. D. Conduct a detailed risk assessment to identify potential failures caused by the team's passivity. Answer: B. Start empowering team members by delegating decision-making authority for certain tasks and providing opportunities for ownership. To improve team morale and encourage proactivity, a project manager should prioritize empowering team members. This involves delegating decision-making authority and providing opportunities for ownership, which boosts their sense of responsibility, confidence, and engagement, leading to increased initiative and better performance. For example, the project manager could allow the team to self-organize how they tackle a specific module, rather than prescribing every step. Empowering the team builds trust and fosters a culture where members feel valued and are more likely to contribute their best work. Question 8. An Agile team is experiencing a high number of technical debt issues and bugs in their deliverables, despite consistently meeting sprint goals. This indicates potential quality issues affecting long-term performance. What action should the Scrum Master encourage the team to take to address this? A. Push for more features in the next sprint to demonstrate productivity. B. Dedicate specific time in upcoming sprints to address technical debt and refactor code. C. Increase the duration of daily stand-ups to discuss quality issues. D. Implement a strict quality control gate at the end of each sprint by the product owner. Answer: B. Dedicate specific time in upcoming sprints to address technical debt and refactor code. To support long-term team performance and product quality in an Agile environment, it is crucial to proactively address technical debt. The Scrum Master should encourage the team to dedicate specific time within upcoming sprints for refactoring and resolving technical debt, integrating quality work directly into the development cycle. This prevents future slowdowns, reduces the accumulation of bugs, and ensures the team can maintain a sustainable pace of delivery. For instance, the team might allocate 10 to 20% of a sprint's capacity to this task. Prioritizing technical health leads to a more robust product and a more efficient team over time. Question 9. A project manager observes that a team member is exhibiting signs of burnout, such as decreased enthusiasm, increased irritability, and frequent minor errors, despite being highly productive previously. What is the most supportive action the project manager should take? A. Encourage the team member to take an immediate, unplanned leave of absence. B. Privately discuss workload balance and suggest taking a short break or reassigning some tasks. C. Inform the team member that their performance is declining and they need to improve. D. Assign them a less visible task to minimize the impact of their errors. Answer: B. Privately discuss workload balance and suggest taking a short break or reassigning some tasks. When a team member shows signs of burnout, the most supportive and effective action is to privately address the situation with empathy, focusing on workload balance. Discussing options like taking a short break or reassigning tasks helps to alleviate the pressure, shows the project manager's concern for their well-being, and is often crucial for restoring their energy and productivity. For example, the project manager might suggest using accrued vacation time or adjusting the current sprint's commitments. Prioritizing team members' well-being is vital for sustainable high performance and avoiding attrition. Question 10. A project team is composed of individuals from diverse cultural backgrounds. Misunderstandings occasionally arise due to different communication styles and expectations, impacting team cohesion and hindering progress on certain tasks. What is the best approach for the project manager to support team performance in this scenario? A. Insist that all team members adopt the communication style of the majority culture. B. Provide training on cultural awareness and encourage the development of shared communication norms. C. Assign tasks to individuals based solely on their cultural background to minimize interaction. D. Ignore the differences, assuming the team will naturally adapt over time. Answer: B. Provide training on cultural awareness and encourage the development of shared communication norms. When a diverse team experiences misunderstandings due to cultural differences, the project manager should actively support performance by providing cultural awareness training and facilitating the creation of shared communication norms. This proactive approach helps team members understand and appreciate different styles, reducing friction and fostering a more inclusive and effective collaborative environment. For instance, the team might agree to clarify assumptions or rephrase requests to ensure understanding. Promoting cultural intelligence and establishing clear team agreements are essential for leveraging diversity as a strength. Question 11. During a project retrospective, the team identifies that a key impediment to their progress is a lack of clarity regarding the scope of the project, leading to frequent reworks. As the project manager, how should you best support the team's performance? A. Direct the team to proceed with their best guess to avoid delays. B. Schedule a meeting with the product owner and key stakeholders to refine and confirm the project scope. C. Advise the team to work faster to compensate for the time lost on reworks. D. Document the issue in the risk register and monitor it without further action. Answer: B. Schedule a meeting with the product owner and key stakeholders to refine and confirm the project scope. When a lack of clear scope impedes team progress and causes reworks, the project manager must actively remove this impediment by facilitating scope clarification. Scheduling a meeting with the product owner and key stakeholders ensures that requirements are refined, confirmed, and clearly communicated to the team, which directly enhances team performance by reducing ambiguity and unnecessary rework. For example, this meeting might result in updated user stories or a more detailed product backlog. A project manager's primary role is to ensure the team has what they need to perform effectively. Question 12. A project team has just started working together and members are still learning about each other's working styles and strengths. There's some initial hesitation in sharing ideas and asking for help. According to Tuckman's stages of team development, what stage is the team likely in, and what is the project manager's primary role to support performance? A. Performing, the project manager should delegate extensively. B. Norming, the project manager should reinforce team cohesion. C. Storming, the project manager should facilitate conflict resolution. D. Forming, the project manager should provide clear direction and foster introductions. Answer: D. Forming, the project manager should provide clear direction and foster introductions. A team that is just starting and showing hesitation in sharing ideas is likely in the forming stage of Tuckman's model, where members are getting acquainted and are often polite but guarded. During this stage, the project manager's primary role is to provide clear direction, clarify roles and responsibilities, and foster introductions and initial team bonding to build trust and a sense of shared purpose, which sets the foundation for future performance. For instance, the project manager might organize a team kickoff meeting with icebreakers and an overview of project goals. Understanding these stages helps project managers tailor their support effectively. Question 13. A key project deliverable is approaching its deadline, and a crucial team member is unexpectedly absent for a critical period due to a personal emergency. This poses a significant risk to meeting the deadline and supporting overall team morale. What is the most appropriate action for the project manager? A. Demand the absent team member provide daily updates from their remote location. B. Reassign the absent team member's tasks to the remaining team members, without adjusting scope or schedule. C. Reassess the project schedule and resource allocation, communicating proactively with the team and stakeholders about potential impacts. D. Wait for the team member's return, assuming they will catch up quickly. Answer: C. Reassess the project schedule and resource allocation, communicating proactively with the team and stakeholders about potential impacts. When a crucial team member is unexpectedly absent, the project manager must immediately reassess the project schedule and resource allocation. This proactive approach allows for realistic adjustments, prevents further delays, and manages stakeholder expectations, while also supporting the remaining team members by preventing an unsustainable workload. For example, the project manager might identify if tasks can be redistributed, if external help is needed, or if the deadline requires renegotiation. Effective communication and proactive planning are essential for mitigating risks and supporting the team through unforeseen challenges. Question 14. An Agile team consistently demonstrates high velocity, but team members express frustration over frequent last-minute changes to user stories from the product owner, leading to rework and decreased job satisfaction. How should the Scrum Master best support the team's performance and morale? A. Insist the team simply adapt to the changes, as Agile embraces flexibility. B. Mediate a conversation between the team and the product owner to establish a shared understanding of backlog refinement and change management. C. Escalate the issue to senior management to enforce stricter product owner behavior. D. Advise the team to ignore changes once a sprint has started. Answer: B. Mediate a conversation between the team and the product owner to establish a shared understanding of backlog refinement and change management. When frequent, late changes from the product owner cause rework and frustration, the Scrum Master should mediate a conversation between the team and the product owner. This facilitates a shared understanding of backlog refinement processes, the impact of late changes on team performance, and helps establish agreed-upon norms for managing scope flexibility, ultimately improving team morale and delivery efficiency. For example, they might agree on a definition of ready-for user stories before they enter a sprint. Fostering collaboration and clear communication between the team and product owner is crucial for Agile success. Question 15. A project manager wants to implement a performance appraisal system for team members at the end of the project to gather feedback on their contributions and identify areas for growth. What is the most effective approach for conducting these appraisals to support continuous improvement and team development? A. Conduct a one-way assessment where the project manager provides all feedback to each team member. B. Implement 360-degree feedback, collecting input from peers, superiors, and subordinates, alongside self-assessment. C. Rely solely on quantitative metrics, such as lines of code or tasks completed, to judge performance. D. Outsource the performance appraisal process to an external HR consultant. Answer: B. Implement 360-degree feedback, collecting input from peers, superiors, and subordinates, alongside self-assessment. To effectively support continuous improvement and team development through performance appraisals, implementing a 360-degree feedback system is most effective. This comprehensive approach gathers diverse perspectives from various stakeholders, peers, superiors, subordinates, and self-assessment, providing a holistic view of a team member's strengths and areas for growth, which is far more insightful than a single perspective or just quantitative metrics. For instance, a developer might receive feedback on their coding skills from a peer, and on their collaboration from a business analyst. This multifaceted feedback promotes greater self-awareness and targeted development. Question 16. A project manager notices that two team members are frequently at odds during meetings, leading to unproductive discussions and delays in decision-making. The conflict is mostly professional, stemming from differing technical approaches. Which conflict resolution technique should the project manager initially encourage to support team performance? A. Forcing a solution, as the project manager is ultimately responsible for decisions. B. Smoothing the differences, hoping the team members will eventually reconcile. C. Collaborating/problem solving, encouraging a discussion to find a mutually agreeable solution. D. Withdrawing one team member from the project temporarily. Answer: C. Collaborating/problem solving, encouraging a discussion to find a mutually agreeable solution. When professional conflicts arise from differing technical approaches, the most effective technique for a project manager to support team performance is collaboration/problem solving. This approach encourages both parties to openly discuss their perspectives, focus on common goals, and work together to find a mutually agreeable solution that integrates their insights, leading to a stronger outcome and improved working relationships. For example, the project manager might facilitate a brainstorming session where both technical approaches are analyzed for their pros and cons in the context of the project's objectives. This builds consensus and leverages diverse expertise. Question 17. The project team is consistently experiencing delays due to the unavailability of a critical shared test environment, which is managed by another department. This external dependency is hindering their ability to deliver. What is the project manager's primary responsibility to support the team's performance in this situation? A. Report the issue to senior management and wait for their intervention. B. Reassign team members to other tasks until the environment becomes available. C. Act as an impediment remover by actively engaging with the external department to resolve the bottleneck. D. Advise the team to work around the issue using their personal test environments. Answer: C. Act as an impediment remover by actively engaging with the external department to resolve the bottleneck. When an external dependency like an unavailable test environment becomes a critical bottleneck, the project manager's primary responsibility is to act as an impediment remover. This involves actively engaging with the external department, escalating as necessary, and facilitating a resolution to unblock the team and enable their continued performance. For example, the project manager might set up a meeting with the head of the external department to discuss scheduling priority or resource allocation. Removing obstacles, especially external ones, is crucial for empowering the team to deliver efficiently. Question 18. A project manager wants to foster a sense of shared ownership and accountability within a self-organizing Agile team. Which approach best supports this goal for team performance? A. Assigning specific tasks to individual team members and holding them solely accountable for completion. B. Encouraging the team to collectively commit to sprint goals and make decisions about task assignments. C. Dictating the team's daily work schedule and requiring detailed progress reports from each member. D. Rewarding individual achievements with public recognition and bonuses to incentivize high performance. Answer: B. Encouraging the team to collectively commit to sprint goals and make decisions about task assignments. To foster shared ownership and accountability in a self-organizing Agile team, the project manager should empower the team to collectively commit to sprint goals and make decisions about task assignments. This approach respects the principles of self-organization, allowing the team to take collective responsibility for their work, leading to stronger commitment, higher morale, and improved team performance. For example, during sprint planning, the team would collaboratively decide which user stories to pull into the sprint and how to distribute the work among themselves. True ownership comes from shared decision-making. Question 19. A highly experienced team member often expresses dissatisfaction with the project's approach, openly questioning decisions made by the project manager and other team members, leading to friction. While their technical input is valuable, their communication style is disruptive. How should the project manager best support team performance and address this behavior? A. Dismiss their concerns entirely to maintain authority. B. Have a private conversation to acknowledge their expertise while coaching them on constructive communication. C. Publicly reprimand the team member during a team meeting. D. Isolate the team member from decision-making processes. Answer: B. Have a private conversation to acknowledge their expertise while coaching them on constructive communication. When a valuable team member's disruptive communication style affects team performance, the project manager should address the issue through a private conversation. This allows the project manager to acknowledge the team member's expertise while coaching them on more constructive ways to express concerns, fostering a positive team environment without stifling valuable input. For example, the project manager might suggest proposing alternatives privately or framing feedback as questions rather than criticisms. Addressing behavioral issues respectfully and directly is key to maintaining a productive team dynamic. Question 20. A project team is nearing a critical deadline, and several team members are working long hours, showing signs of stress and potential fatigue. The project manager wants to maintain high performance and prevent burnout. What action is most appropriate? A. Encourage the team to continue pushing harder, offering incentives for meeting the deadline. B. Implement mandatory overtime until the deadline is met. C. Reevaluate the critical path, explore options for scope adjustments or additional resources, and communicate transparently. D. Remind the team that project success depends on their individual sacrifices. Answer: C. Reevaluate the critical path, explore options for scope adjustments or additional resources, and communicate transparently. To maintain high performance and prevent burnout as a deadline approaches, the project manager should proactively reevaluate the critical path, explore options for scope adjustments, or consider acquiring additional resources, all while communicating transparently with the team. This approach prioritizes the team's well-being and sustainable productivity, preventing exhaustion and ensuring the project can realistically meet its objectives. For instance, the project manager might negotiate with the product owner to defer a non-essential feature to a later release. Sustainable pace and realistic expectations are vital for long-term team health and project success. Question 21. The project manager identifies that a key team member is struggling with motivation due to a lack of professional growth opportunities on the current project. This is starting to impact their performance. What is the most effective way to support this team member's performance and engagement? A. Reassign them to a less challenging task that requires minimal growth. B. Discuss their career aspirations and identify potential training, mentorship, or cross-functional assignments within or outside the current project. C. Remind them of their contractual obligations to complete the project. D. Ignore the issue, assuming their motivation will return once the project is finished. Answer: B. Discuss their career aspirations and identify potential training, mentorship, or cross-functional assignments within or outside the current project. To support a team member struggling with motivation due to a lack of growth opportunities, the most effective approach is to discuss their career aspirations and actively identify ways to provide professional development. This could include targeted training, mentorship, or assigning them to tasks that stretch their skills, even potentially cross-functional assignments, which demonstrates investment in their long-term growth and re-energizes their engagement. For example, if a developer wants to learn more about UI/UX, the project manager might pair them with a UI/UX designer on a small task. Investing in team members' growth is crucial for their long-term performance and retention. Question 22. A project team is facing resistance from a functional department that is supposed to provide critical data for their analysis. This external dependency is causing significant delays and frustration within the project team. What is the project manager's best course of action to support the team's performance? A. Instruct the project team to wait patiently for the data to become available. B. Escalate the issue directly to the CEO for immediate resolution. C. Collaborate with the functional department's manager to understand their constraints and negotiate a solution or prioritize the data delivery. D. Replan the project to work around the missing data, even if it compromises quality. Answer: C. Collaborate with the functional department's manager to understand their constraints and negotiate a solution or prioritize the data delivery. When a project team faces resistance or delays from an external functional department, the project manager's best course of action is to actively collaborate with that department's manager. This involves understanding their constraints, building rapport, and negotiating a mutually beneficial solution or prioritizing the project's data delivery. This proactive engagement is crucial for removing impediments, building interdepartmental relationships, and ensuring the project team can continue its work effectively. For example, the project manager might offer to provide resources to help the functional department generate the data. Effective stakeholder engagement is key to supporting team performance by removing external blockers. Question 23. A project team consistently receives positive feedback on their deliverables, but the team's internal communication is poor, leading to redundant efforts and missed opportunities for knowledge sharing. As the project manager, what action best supports the team's long-term performance? A. Implement a strict protocol for all team communications, requiring formal documentation. B. Encourage the team to adopt collaborative tools and regularly scheduled knowledge-sharing sessions or stand-ups. C. Disregard internal communication issues if external deliverables are satisfactory. D. Assign a dedicated communication manager to the team. Answer: B. Encourage the team to adopt collaborative tools and regularly scheduled knowledge-sharing sessions or stand-ups. To improve long-term team performance impacted by poor internal communication, the project manager should encourage the adoption of collaborative tools and regularly scheduled knowledge-sharing sessions. This fosters a culture of open communication, reduces redundant efforts, and ensures critical information flows effectively within the team, which ultimately enhances overall productivity and efficiency. For example, the team might start using a shared online whiteboard for brainstorming or hold brief daily stand-ups to sync on progress and blockers. Proactive efforts to improve internal communication are essential for sustainable high performance. Question 24. A team member consistently struggles to meet project deadlines due to poor time management skills, despite having the necessary technical abilities. What is the most constructive way for the project manager to support this team member's performance? A. Publicly assign them only less critical tasks to reduce project risk. B. Provide specific training or coaching on time management techniques and task prioritization. C. Document the performance issue and start disciplinary procedures immediately. D. Tell them to figure it out on their own, as time management is a basic skill. Answer: B. Provide specific training or coaching on time management techniques and task prioritization. When a team member possesses the technical skills but struggles with time management, the most constructive approach for a project manager is to provide targeted support through specific training or coaching on time management techniques and task prioritization. This addresses the underlying skill gap, empowers the team member to improve, and ultimately enhances their individual and the team's collective performance. For instance, the project manager might suggest using a specific task management tool or a daily planning routine. Investing in skill development is a powerful way to support team members and improve project outcomes. Question 25. An Agile team recently had a conflict during a sprint review regarding feedback from a stakeholder, leading to heated disagreements. The Scrum Master needs to support the team to ensure this doesn't negatively impact future performance. What is the best post-conflict action? A. Avoid discussing the incident to let tensions naturally dissipate. B. Facilitate a retrospective discussion to analyze the conflict, identify its root causes, and establish guidelines for constructive feedback. C. Assign blame to the stakeholder for providing ambiguous feedback. D. Implement a rule that stakeholders are not allowed to provide direct feedback during reviews. Answer: B. Facilitate a retrospective discussion to analyze the conflict, identify its root causes, and establish guidelines for constructive feedback. After a heated conflict during a sprint review, the Scrum Master should facilitate a retrospective discussion. This allows the team to calmly analyze the conflict's root causes, process emotions, and collaboratively establish guidelines for receiving and giving constructive feedback in the future, preventing recurrence and improving team dynamics and performance. For example, the team might agree on a definition of done for feedback to ensure clarity. Retrospectives are vital Agile ceremonies for continuous improvement and maintaining a healthy, high-performing team.